Did you know that Clock's trial began today? Reporters inside the courtroom noted that day one of the trial has concluded. According to them, the prosecutors appeared unprepared. They stuttered frequently, struggled to answer the judge's questions, and provided little evidence to counter Clock's lawyer's defense. Additionally, observers mentioned that K. Flock appeared emotional at the end of the day, which is understandable given that it was his first trial. However, his lawyers reassured him by whispering in his ear that they were going to win. In fact, Flock's legal team even shared a message from him in jail.
I know what's going on, man. Flock, I know something, man. Like, please me to the guys, man. Hey, yo, like, I'll be back real soon. Shout out to my fans and my supporters, man. I love all y'all, man. For all of you out there, violence, man. For me, and do what y'all supposed to do, man. For me, get through life correctly, bro. Like, get money.
To understand K. Flock's potential release date, it's important to first examine the details of the crime. According to the trial records, on December 23, 2021, rapper K. Flock, whose real name is Kevin Perez, was involved in the fatal shooting of a man named Oscar Hernandez. That day, Flock was seen walking down a city sidewalk with two other individuals wearing a blue coat, a shy-eye mask, and designer jeans. As he passed a barbershop, Oscar Hernandez, who was inside, noticed him. Hernandez ran out of the shop and confronted Flock, shouting, "What are you looking at?" The two had a history of animosity, and the situation quickly escalated into a heated argument. After exchanging words, Hernandez was seen turning away and walking back toward the barbershop. However, with Oscar's back turned, Flock suddenly pulled out a firearm and opened fire, hitting Hernandez multiple times as he attempted to run back inside for safety. After firing the shots, Flock fled the scene, leaving Hernandez lying on the sidewalk. Fortunately, witnesses at the scene immediately called 911 in an attempt to save his life. Paramedics arrived and transported him to a nearby New York hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. At the crime scene, investigators found shell casings and the slides Hernandez had been wearing. For the first 24 hours, the NYPD had no leads on the suspect. They retrieved security footage of the crime but struggled to identify the masked gunman. In an effort to gather information, they released an image of the suspect online, asking the public for help. Unfortunately for Flock, just hours before the shooting, he had posted pictures of himself wearing the same blue designer jacket he wore during the crime. Once news of the incident spread, fans quickly recognized the jacket and identified him, ultimately leading to his arrest. During his final hours as a free man, Flock hired one of the top lawyers in the industry. He met with his attorney before voluntarily surrendering at the NYPD's 30th precinct. His lawyer later released a statement. "Yesterday, I accompanied Kevin as he self-surrendered to detectives at the 30th precinct. Arrangements were immediately made with the NYPD once I learned he was wanted. Regarding the charges against him, we have begun our investigation into these allegations. We will address bail once we have had a chance to review the case, and further, investigate the DA's disclosure." After receiving the evidence from federal authorities, Flock's legal team claimed that he had acted in self-defense.
Guy hits the ground and is found. He's got a loaded that was in his pocket that his hand was on at the time. We consider that to be self-defense.
So he did take him in self-defense.
That's what the allegation is. I don't want to talk too much about the details of the case,
Okay.
But the government claims that he pulled the... But at the same time, the person that was on the ground had his hand on a illegal loaded...
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense.
That could be one of the arguments, self-defense, and I would say to the public, somebody's walking up to you with a loaded, it's pretty clear is going to use it, with a criminal record a mile long. Do you want to get or do you not want to?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to pull it.
Shortly after the NYPD released their statement on the situation, they stated that they believed the incident stemmed from a long-standing feud between street teams, largely due to K. Flock's known affiliation with a Bronx-based street group. Records show that Flock had been heavily involved in street-related activities in the past. With his reputation and influence in the streets, he had significant control over situations, but was also frequently targeted by rivals seeking retaliation. Ultimately, this ongoing conflict severely damaged his reputation in the rap industry, leading to his best friend saying,
"Okay, but so I saw some fans who were off at both me and Academics after K-Flock got locked up because, well, just because I guess, like, you know, in our tone when we talked about it, you know, it might have seemed like we were being a little too presumptuous. But is that weird for you? Because I'm sure you see people all the way from rappers to whoever acting like, you know, your boy is just done and he's cooked in this situation.
I ain't gonna lie, people, especially people that don't even be knowing, like, y'all don't even know what's going on.
However, as K-Flock's lawyers were preparing his defense, he was hit with even more charges. It was announced that he had been indicted by a federal grand jury on multiple racketeering conspiracy charges, commonly known as RICO charges. Fans online reacted to the news, with some posting, "K-Flock just caught a RICO. It's over." DJ Academics also weighed in, stating, "The feds just unsealed an indictment on K-Flock for a RICO charge. The mandatory minimum, if he doesn't beat those charges or snitch, is life in prison." Despite the federal charges, Flock is still facing state charges that have kept him incarcerated, drawing comparisons to how the feds handled YNW Melly's case. Boozy also commented on the situation, saying, "When the feds want you, they'll do anything to get you."
Talk to them, Flock. Talk to them, my dog. Soon come home, man. You got these little boys walking around with no jewels, Flock. They need you. They need you, Flock.
I'm coming, man.
K-Flock's lawyers quickly responded to the RICO charges, stating, "We're not surprised by the federal charges, as we've been fighting Kevin's state case for over a year now. Considering the incident was a clear act of self-defense, the original charge wasn't strong. However, the fact that it's now being used as the foundation for a federal indictment is extraordinary. The video evidence clearly shows that Kevin was attempting to walk away before being confronted. Only then did he act in self-defense against an armed individual who was reaching into his pocket. As the feds ramped up their investigation, they turned their attention to Flock's co-defendant, Sticky. DJ Academics reported that the authorities approached Sticky, urging him to testify against K-Flock, but he refused. Instead, he allegedly responded, "No, I'll see you in 30 years." Sticky later posted a photo of himself and K-Flock on Instagram with a caption that read, "Did stuff in real life together. Guess we gotta defend our freedom against these people together." They said, "Tell us about Kevin, help yourself. 30 years is a long time." Well, guess I'll see you in 30 years. This development brings both good and bad news for K-Flock. On one hand, his co-defendant is staying loyal. However, the case involves at least 15 other individuals, significantly increasing the chances that someone might cooperate with authorities. This situation mirrors past cases, such as Lil Durk's, where rumors circulated that people were snitching on him. However, those reports turned out to be false. One incident involved Durk's co-defendant, OTF Vono, who allegedly filed for protective custody. When the two appeared in court together, the speculation gained attention, prompting Durk's close friend Bezu to tell everyone to remain calm.
What's it like for you watching the K-Flock thing happen? That's crazy. Next big artist coming out of New York.
I love Flock, so I like that. That's my guy.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm wishing him the best right now, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, for the alleged charges they pushing on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm wishing his family the best. I'm wishing the whole team the best and everything, you know what I'm saying? And I hope he beat them alleged charges, you know what I'm saying? Because he got a lot of future brightness. He got, and I hope, you know what I'm saying?
That would be a sad story if that's the end of the...
we ain't gonna think like that, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay positive.
Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, First y'all done threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real.
Amid all the ongoing developments, we finally heard from K Flock himself. He was seen on FaceTime with his friends from the outside world. While it's unclear how he accessed FaceTime from jail, recently surfaced photos suggest that he looks worried and possibly emotionally drained. Unlike the confident K Flock we're used to seeing, his demeanor in these images appears somber, hinting at the weight of his current legal battle. The call reportedly lasted only around 20 seconds. While the footage itself can't be shared, due to copyright, the photos provide a clear glimpse into his current state and how he's coping with his case.